But Worlds obviously is standing by for a little bit of Tanner time.
Thanks, guys. DeMonte, you guys just took down TSM and qualified for Worlds, and it wasn't just a normal series. You pulled off the reverse sweep, so just tell me what's going on in your head right now.
I mean, holy shit. I don't know. This is surreal. Like, I don't know. I just feel like this split, there's just been so much shit that us as a team has had to go through. So much shit I feel like I've had to go through, and I mean, it feels crazy. I don't know. It's just crazy.
Well, I know, and this is clearly an emotional moment for you and all of Clutch, but I just want to say, regardless of your performance at Worlds this year, Clutch Gaming has already accomplished so much just over this entire year, going from 9th place all the way to qualifying for Worlds.
Yeah, I mean, it's just huge shout out to Dignitas, our CEO, Michael Prindivil. Like, this guy, he came in, he changed the entire atmosphere of our team. We went from having like this like team atmosphere of like, yeah, we're just playing LCS. Like, if we lose, we lose. If we win, we win. And now it's like, we're here to win. We're here to like actually do good. You know, like we're going to Worlds.
Yeah, buddy.
And I spoke with you yesterday, and you said that you were incredibly motivated to take down TSM after the scrim disrespect that they had showed you earlier in the week. But you told me that Clutch Gaming wasn't the only team that you were aiming to take TSM down for. You told me that there was someone else that you were trying to win this for.
I mean, it's a little BM, but I mean, obviously I got to do it for my boy Acadian.
And I just want to take a second to look at the crowd right now, because there were people in TSM jerseys, there were people in Clutch and Dignitas jerseys, and yet the amount of support that we heard from Clutch Gaming fans was just overwhelming. So is there anything that you'd like to say to the fan base and maybe some of the fans that you have in the front of the stage?
Yeah, I mean, it's been absolutely insane. We got these people over here screaming Tanner time the whole entire time. Everyone, it's just, the support that Clutch has gotten is just absurd. I've never been on a team where the fans were so far behind us, and I'm so glad we could go to Worlds for you guys.
Well, DeMonte, thank you, and congratulations again, and I am wishing you the best of luck moving on to Worlds. That is it for us here on the stage. Back to you guys at the State Farm Analyst desk.
Thank you very much, Avali. Congratulations to Clutch Gaming. 27 games in the postseason. They ran the entire gauntlet, and they have secured themselves a spot at the World Championship.
They got another split's worth of practice in one season.
Hey, we've seen what that can do for Cloud9. Just imagine what it can do for a team like this that is riding off of the momentum.
Yeah, the number of teams they had to beat to do it as well. You know, 4 different teams along the way, I believe.
Right.
So that's just pretty much proving that they're the 3rd best team in North America. They've played Team Liquid as well, took them to 5 games in a really close series. They've pretty much demonstrated hands down that they deserve to go.
There is no doubt in my mind that this is the right team to be sending as the 3rd team for the region, but I do want to identify how they were able to complete the reverse sweep here and close it out to book that trip, because this did not come easily for them, like many of their series before, and yet they persevered.
Yeah, and one of the things that was interesting about Game 5 was that they busted out a new pick for Cody's son. He was never playing Kog'Maw in this season. Turns out, pretty good matchup into the Kai'Sa, and when you have a Kog'Maw that gets to build a Rage Blade and the Blade of the Ruined King, if he's left untouched, pretty sure you're going to win that fight.
Yeah, I think they have the Tom Kench as well, because this is a very scrappy game around him. Aatrox, Aurelia, Kiana, Corki, Kai'Sa, everyone has all these insane gap closers and are very scary. Even the Skarner can sprint right at you. So very well done by Vulcan as well all throughout the year, and especially in the postseason, to step up alongside Cody's son to make sure that they can win these games.
Now, we've already heard from DeMonte. In just a bit, we will be able to hear from a couple more members of the victorious Clutch team. But, Meteos, I want to come to you here again on this 5th and final game. We saw TSM jump for the Skarner takeaway of all things. We talk about the new pick in the Kog'Maw for Cody, but we talk about the takeaway for the Skarner, and yet Lyra was able to, to perform in this game without that signature pick. How do you feel about his performance in these waning games of the series?
I think Lyra stepped it up a lot after the first couple games. I think that when he's been on Jarvan and when he was on Skarner, he played really well, and a lot of their early game advantages were off of his ganks.
Now, this is one of those moments you talk about with the Kog'Maw left unchecked in the back line. Even though Damonte doesn't connect with a couple of his spells, the damage is still there out of Cody Sun to take the big team fight around the Baron.
So decisive at the end. And I wanted to go back into your point about the Skarner in that I felt like TSM taking that away was not playing to their own win condition. We kind of meme about every interview and every team. It's like, oh, yeah, we're just going to play our own game. We're playing our own game. Skarner is not TSM's game. That's Clutch Gaming's game. Sejuani is TSM's game.
Right. If you wanted to get rid of the Skarner, you think it would be better to actually just throw it on the ban table than make it a takeaway?
I really thought they were going to switch the Ezreal and Skarner, where they would ban Skarner and first pick Ezreal, but kind of wondering if some of it is just going back to, like, you know, Game 5's Ven on Ezreal. Like, it's been memed about a lot, but that can be something that, you know, kind of gets in your head when you're in that situation.
Yeah, I mean, a Game 5 Ezreal ban versus Cody Sun is not something I think anyone would have expected heading into this series, and I'm still not even sure that it felt like the right thing to do. So it was a little surprising, but Cody Sun, insane run. This is his third year in a row qualifying for Worlds. That is, I think, probably the only time that's ever happened, especially in North America. That's insane.
Yeah, no, it is. It is a remarkable achievement, and I think one that very few people would actually have been aware of if you were to not bring it up just now, because he is very much a player that has flown under the radar in a lot of cases. We'll come back to talk a little bit more about Clutch and their prospects towards Worlds, but let's go ahead and send it over to Avli for an interview with Clutch's top jungle duo.
Thanks, Dash. I got Huni and Lyra over here. Guys, congratulations. Lyra, I'm super excited to speak with you. We have Huni here to help with any communication. So, Huni, I do want to start with you. You're always so confident whenever we come into any of these series. But did you get a little bit nervous when you were forced into that position for the reverse sweep?
Honestly, really not, because I play really well in game 2. I was a 1D, like, we got this one. Like, just confirm them we are like all good to go for game 3, game 4, game 5. Like, I just had some conversations with our teammates that our first goal is going to game 5, and the game 5 is gonna be coach's job that is we're gonna just outdraft. And I think we're just play really well around that.
And speaking of draft, tell me about that game 1 Pantheon, because a lot of people were interested in that.
Yeah, we practice a lot with the Pantheon that's just really good into Sona TK, just like either only pressure dive bottom, or just like as a team fight, like we want to explosive the team fight versus Sona TK, because the Sona is of course is out-sustain one of the champion that like really annoying if you're not actually killing first. And I think we actually play really good like around Sona TK. Even though we were super behind, like early game we kind of messed up like lifters, those kind of stuff. Like would have been really bad. It would have been really good, and I wanted to just pull out the Pantheon before. Like it was probably the last game of the rework the Pantheon, so that's why I think pull up, and it's just good. I also been practicing a lot, and pretty sure I've been playing Pantheon on the stage previously too, so I was really confident to play it.
Yeah, leave an impression with the old Pantheon. But Lyra, I do want to ask you, what were you expecting in terms of competition today coming out from both Spica and TSM?
Like to me, I never lose against TSM on VO5 games, so I thought we were gonna win like pretty easily, but very hard. And then I thought after game 2, we are like they are better than us, but we were very solid. And then after game 3, we will win.
So tell me, what was this split like for you? Because we just talked with Damonte on stage, and he said that Clutch Gaming went through a lot of hardships. You guys went from 9th place in spring all the way to qualifying for Worlds today. So reflecting on this split, what were the high highs and the low lows for you?
Can I ask to Huni?
What was the biggest moment for Lyra?
For this year? 이번인데 가장 기억에 남는.
I think this moment, because I played for this moment like 6 years. Like I never been world, but now finally I got chance to play on world stage, and then I want to prove who are we. Yes.
You want to prove who you are. You want to prove you are Lyra from Clutch Gaming.
No, just our team, not me.
Not you, just Clutch Gaming. That's so modest. Is there anything that you'd like to say about Lyra, since he won't talk himself up?
Sorry, what?
Do you want to praise Lyra for anything? He's being too modest, too humble.
Yeah, I mean that's true. I'm gonna prove I'm the best top laner in 2019 at worst.
Talk about Lyra. That's what I'm saying.
Probably Lyra.
I mean, like
We're gonna best duo with the Lyra.
I think fans want to hear. I want to show NA jungler is better than EU junglers.
I like that. Is there
I think it's enough.
anyone in mind that you're trying to call out?
I don't care whoever, but I want to prove about that.
That's strong.
Like every region, NA junglers is like kind of bad players, but I don't think so.
You're going to prove that NA junglers are to be reckoned with. Okay, well, that being said, you are moving on to Worlds. Are there any teams or any players? You said that you want to look at EU junglers. Is there a team in specific? Do you want to take on G2 Yankos? Do you want to take on Broxa?
Yes, I want to meet both guys, and I want to show about clutch gaming winning against them.
All right, I'm sure all the Clutch Gaming fans are very excited to see that. Huni, same question for you. Before we go, who are you excited to play against moving into Worlds?
I think, of course, first of all, Fnatic, and second of all is going to be SKT. I wish we can have same group, and it's going to be pretty fun.
Now, you've actually represented so many different regions. So is representing NA, is that the best?
It's not the best, but I mean, it could have been better, honestly. Like, when I was at SKT, I went with the second seed, and then when I was at Fnatic, I won actually the summer finals. So it was a first seed, and this is my first time there as a going third seed. So kind of like nervous, like the group is not gonna be like easy as much as when I was at before. So I need to see the group, but for sure I would like to bid Koma. I think I said last year when I was at Fox, like I really wanted to beat SKT and then make sure Koma be mad to his teammates or his player.
Okay, so then that being said, you guys do have to go through play-ins. Is that something that you're worried about, or are you excited for that?
I'm really excited to see it. I really want to make Koma mad, and I'm gonna crash the con and clear. I think we can, right?
Yes, NA jungler and top best.
Jungler Thomas, both of you guys, congratulations. Best of luck to you getting into preparation to going into play-ins. And Koma, you better watch out because these two are coming for you. Dash, please take it away. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Avli. That may have been the greatest interview of all time. Lyra, going to the World Championship for the first time in his career, said he's been trying to get to this moment, this point here for 6 years. And I think it is important to recognize this man's career and how at so many different points throughout his career, he has been recognized for individual skill or greatness, you know, all the way back to the NV days. And that due to any number of factors, he just was never equipped necessarily with everything he needed to make it. And here he has overcome that in a 5-game series.
Things did not line up for his teams before. It really felt like there was always something missing, a deficiency in a player or in the management or wherever. And now that Clutch Gaming has come in and really restructured everything in the last half of the split, it has been exactly what Lyra was looking for. And it's really nice to see that his most memorable moment of the year was actually just now.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's really cool that he had like 2 opposite years on Clutch Gaming. The first year, it was a great spring split. They took down TSM. It was fantastic. And then they kind of tanked out in summer. It's the opposite. They started 10th this spring, made that one roster move for Cody, and then they take down TSM to actually get to Worlds. It's actually such an insane story for Lyra.
Very cool story. When it came to booking a trip to Worlds, though, the player most crucial in stringing together the all-important 3 wins was Huni, Clutch's player of the series.
The only man to win and get to Worlds in 3 different regions.
Huni played great this series.
He played phenomenally in this series, very deserving of this award. I'm going to reiterate what Mark just said. The only player in the history of competitive League of Legends to qualify to Worlds in 3 different regions: Europe, Korea, North America.
And that's why the 2 teams he wants to face are Fnatic and SKT.
Yeah.
The former 2 teams, he wants to make everybody mad, to be like, you know what, there's a reason why I'm here. And that is just so awesome because his confidence just, you can tell it seeps through everybody else, but he's got a fire in his own that I'm just so curious about, because why does he want to make Koma so mad?
I mean,
because Koma made him play Maokai for an entire year, Crumb. That's why.
Yeah, but I just love how it's a different story this time around as the underdog. I feel like that kind of suits Huni so well as a scrappy player to come in as the underdog, not on like the, you know, buttoned up SKT favorite look. I really like the look of Clutch as that kind of wild dark horse.
I feel like Huni never sees himself as the underdog, though. One thing
That's true.
one thing that's really
He said he
respectful
was
of
going to
Huni is
smash Khan.
like, he always is so confident through the highs and the lows, and it's great to see. Really happy that he made it.
But I think that veteran, aspect is going to be very important for this squad because, again, you have DeMonte, who you can see the excitement on his face around the idea that he now gets to go represent us, on the world stage, but also kind of the trepidation and anxiety that comes with that, never having been on a stage that large. Lyra will be in the same position, and so it will be Cody Sun and Huni, of all people, who need to step up and lend that kind of support to the rest of the squad. And to some degree, maybe that's why the play-in stage will be a blessing. They do get that opportunity, just like here in the Gauntlet, to really ramp themselves into the competition.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that DeMonte is going to be the first North American mid since Pobelter to qualify for Worlds, like, that is pretty crazy. It's been a really long time since we've had one, really step up, and you can see how much it means to him. He was seemingly on the verge of tears of joy after, taking down TSM in the reverse sweep. So really excited to see him, and he probably will need a shoulder or two to lean on with how crazy play-ins can get.
A fantastic showing from Clutch today. Ahead of the draw show, though, let's go ahead and take a look at the teams who Clutch may face as we look towards Worlds. This is all of the qualified Worlds teams up to this point, so not all of them would make an appearance, of course, in the play-in stage, but you've got some of the big favorites like G2 and Fnatic from Europe, as well as SKT and the likes of RNG and some of the other Chinese squads.
Yeah, Fun Plus Phoenix, the champions of the LPL. This team is so good mechanically and has such a ridiculous champion pool when you have Noemi playing Nautilus middle and all these kinds of champions.
The entire LPL region right now, very exciting to watch play when it comes to the meta and the different champion picks. Again, earlier in the week, citing the lack of Kaisas did appear a bit today here in North America, but a high priority pick in both Korea and the LPL.
I would love to see Huni get to face off against SKT and Fnatic, his former teams.
Oh, yeah.
That would be cool.
He said that would be quite an interesting group, right? Is that even...
It could be possible. SKT's first, Fnatic got second.
Yeah.
Oh, no, Fnatic has to play against the third place team to figure out if they're second or third.
Oh, you're right.
So that has to happen.
Yeah. But assuming a Fnatic victory there, they would be a second seed. So that actually is a potential group that we could get, and boy, would that be spicy. General thoughts then, gentlemen, on the three teams that we are sending to Worlds as North American representatives.
Honestly, TL is my biggest thought. I have all my hopes on Team Liquid. I think everybody else I'm looking at for entertainment.
You're going to discount C9, the perennial North American international performers? 5-game series versus TL?
A little bit more than TL is like all the eggs are riding on the TL basket. So I think that all the hopes are on this team to perform. Everybody else, as far as they get, you're like, oh, great job. Whereas Team Liquid, we're looking at this team to really make it all the way. And nobody else has that pressure on them.
Yeah,
Sure.
I think we have two baskets, C9 and TL, and I think we have like the spoon with the one egg on it, and that's Clutch Gaming, just like trying to make some stuff happen. I think they have a decent chance to get through play-in stage, and then they have that kind of explosive, well-practiced play style that not everyone is quite used to with some like the Rumble priority and things like that, they could probably find some wins off teams in group stage.
I'm really interested to see how Clutch does, because one thing that's usually happened to North American teams at Worlds is, just being too uptight, too tense, just trying to play to not lose, very reserved play. But Clutch has proven, again and again in this postseason that they're just an extremely aggressive team. And I don't see that changing too much going into Worlds. Being in a Game 5 isn't that much different pressure-wise than just a game at Worlds, so I think they'll be good.
They could improve so much off that European boot camp where they just scrap all the time, right? A month there practicing, I think they might actually expand their champion pool and evolve.
Yeah, that's another very interesting development kind of in the international scene, is that a lot of teams this year will be looking to boot camp in Europe as opposed to Korea, as has been tradition in the past. And so even just how the solo queue environments, kind of breed or change tendencies. And again, we talk about those regional metas. What will our teams pick up in that next month's worth of time will be very interesting to track. That said, we now have a little bit of a waiting game until we get to see our teams perform on the world stage. Make sure you tune in to the World's Draw Show Monday, September 23rd at 7 a.m. Pacific to see if that SKT, Fnatic, and Clutch Gaming group could be a possibility. After we sign off, though, the LEC rebroadcast goes live where they crowned their summer split champion. Thank you, Meteos, so much for joining us here today. It's always a pleasure. And now for myself, the casters, the entire live broadcast crew, thank you for watching, and we'll see you for the start of Worlds. Good night.
TSM has had a month to prepare for their revenge against Clutch Gaming. Meanwhile, Clutch coming hot off that win over CLG, getting some revenge of their own. Let's get it!
Lyra goes down. Who's going to be getting the Rift Herald now? And it is going to Broken Blade. Oh, Demonte! Demonte's in there, and he's going to be getting a few. That's Sven going down as well as Bjergsen.
Let's kill Sash. We need to kill Jace. If Jace walks up, we gotta kill Jace.
Slow, guys, slow. We win this.
We win this. Go slow, let's go.
Nico,
Nice. TSM are looking for the base.
Yep, that is going to be game number 1.
A 3v2 on the top side. Lyra, a sliver from going down. Smoothies all the way from the bot lane, coast to coast. And he comes up with his second kill of the game. Now Demonte's gonna go down as Spico runs himself to safety.
They're trolling so hard. Look at Dino flash. Let's go, Cody. We can do better, I think. Slurry. They're inting. Let's go. We can
play with Esper.
play with Esper.
Yeah.
Elise flash.
Yeah. Nice.
I actually can't believe that game. It looked like TSM had thrown it, but they do close it out. They're at match point.
One game at a time, take a deep breath.
This is it. This is the best of one.
Back to the best of ones. Right, let's play the best of one. Let's kill one Nexus.
Now it's gonna be a quick fight here. Spico could go down. Spico lives! He gets the HP back as well.
Malting. Nice. Min.
I don't know if it's gonna be enough. Clutch has already taken the front end damage that they're going to. A Broken Blade has to sheath the sword. Clutch looks to keep the series alive.
Sedge.
Yeah. Sedge on your ult. Careful left side. Don't go to that. They're fighting. It's not bad for us here. We win.
Here comes Demonte. Plays the prison in his hands. They're gonna get one kill there, and he uses it to take down the rest of TSM.
Game number 5, Silver Scrapes. Here we go once again.
1-2 now on the side of Clutch. Cody's able to get some space. There's another one coming in on the Broken Blade. It's Sven running for the hills, but it's not gonna be enough. North America, put your hands together for your final World's representative, Clutch Gaming!